Hello everyone and welcome. We're just gonna do a short little flow just to get ourselves moving with breath again, bring that practice back in. And I have Taya here who's gonna model as I teach. So we're gonna get started here by standing at the top of our mats. And we're gonna bring our hands to prayer at heart center. I'm bringing those hands to prayer. Just take a moment to ground in. So just bring those feet about hips distance apart. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed throughout your feet. You should feel as though the soles of your feet are glued and planted into your mat. Now just starting at the feet, we take a look at the knees. The knees are slightly bent. That pelvis is slightly tilted, so the belly button slightly comes in towards the spine. Hands are at prayer at heart center, shoulders rolled back and away from the ears. And the crown of the head is reaching towards the ceiling. We can have a gentle gaze down to the floor. If you'd like, you can draw the eyes closed just to begin our practice with a nice little grounding meditation. Getting connected with our breath. We'll begin to invite that nice, deep, balanced yogic breath in. Coming in through the nose, that breath fills the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And the exhale, we feel that belly empty and soften. The ribs soften, the chest falls, and that breath releases from the nose. So we'll just continue to invite in that nice, deep, balanced breath. Bringing awareness to the breath and how it feels as it flows in and out of our body. Bringing a gentle awareness in. Noticing how our body's feeling. Noticing any sensations. If any thoughts should arise, not meeting them with any judgment, just noticing those thoughts, acknowledging them, and then allowing them to release by returning to the breath. And now we'll take a nice deep grounding inhale through the nose, and exhale will allow that breath to leave through the mouth. Another nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more nice deep inhale. This time on the exhale, we'll let it go through the mouth and release those hands down by our sides. Relax those shoulders, palms face forward. Let's draw the shoulder blades back towards each other. Opening the shoulders, opening the heart. Gently bringing awareness to the heart center. Let's notice if through this practice today we can soften that heart space. If we can bring our breath and awareness to that heart center as we flow today. And now we can softly open the eyes. Next inhale, we circle the arms, hands connect overhead, and on the exhale, we just gently and slowly fold forward, reaching for those toes, just coming wherever you feel best. Listening to the body. On an inhale, we reach and rise, circling those arms up, reach all the way up, hands connect overhead, and on the exhale, leaning over to your right side. Gaze is up towards the ceiling, drop those shoulders. Next, inhale, brings those hands back up to center. Exhale, we'll fall over with those shoulders, over with those arms to the opposite side, relaxing the shoulders, gaze to the ceiling. Nice deep inhale, filling that side body, filling those ribs. Exhale, back to center. Take a nice deep inhale, reach nice and tall, come up on the balls of your feet. And on the exhale, we're gonna slowly make our way down, slowly dropping those heels back to the mat. Bring the fingers all the way down to wherever works for you, to the floor, to a block, to your shins, whatever works. On your next inhale, we're gonna rise halfway to gaze forward. Exhale, we fold and let it go. Next, inhale, circle those arms and rise nice and slow. Exhale those hands to prayer at heart center. Next, inhale, circling the arms up, hands connect. Exhale, we fold forward. On the inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, we'll rise halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms and rise. Hands connect overhead. Exhale those hands to prayer. Now pressing into those hands. We're just going to notice and make contact between the hands. Make sure we've got a nice gentle bend in the knees. Those shoulders are relaxed. And now we're going to just widen our stance so we're just about the width of the mat apart with our feet. We're going to take a nice deep inhale to reach those hands, keep them connected, reach them overhead, and on the exhale we're going to slowly come down, bringing those hands back to prayer, and as we come down we bend at the knee. Take a breath here, and on your next exhale, the left forearm is going to land on the left upper thigh, and that right arm reaches up and over the ear. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling. Next, inhale, we come back up, so we keep those knees bent, those hands at prayer. Nice deep inhale here, and on the exhale, we're going to do the other side, so that right forearm falls to the right upper thigh, left arm is up and over that ear, and we gaze up towards the ceiling. Nice deep belly breaths here. Making sure to keep that core engaged, keep those knees bent. Next inhale, we'll come back up, those hands connect. Exhale those hands to prayer. Next inhale, we straighten those legs and reach back up overhead. Keeping those feet as they are. On the next exhale, we'll fold forward. Just allowing those hands to reach down for the floor or a block if you need one. On your next inhale, leaving the left hand on the floor or a block, the right hand will reach up towards the ceiling. We'll gaze up to that right hand and take a couple of breaths here. Opening that shoulder, make sure the shoulders are relaxed and away from the ears. One more inhale here, and on the exhale, we're gonna bring that right hand down to take the place of the left. Inhale the left hand up towards the ceiling, gaze to that left hand. Keeping that breath, the most important part of our practice is the breath, so it's really important to keep that breath flowing. Keep yourself connected. Remember why we're here today, why we're practicing. Maybe your intention is to soften the heart center, as we talked about in the beginning, so opening that heart. One more nice big inhale here. On the exhale, dropping that left hand back down to meet the right. We're gonna inhale to rise halfway. Exhale, fold forward. We're gonna plant those hands and walk the feet back to come to plank position. Now keeping the body as straight as you can. Keeping the neck straight and the head straight. And there should be a nice long line of energy between the crown of the head and the heels, driving through the body. On the exhale, lowering slow. We're gonna keep those elbows tucked in towards the body and dropping down through our chaturanga. We'll inhale to rise up to cobra or up dog. And exhale, we'll turn those toes, shift the hips, and find downward facing dog. As always, this is your version of downward dog. So listening to the body and what it's calling for, make sure those fingers are widely spread apart. The palms of the hands are glued to the mat. Pointing those hips up towards the ceiling. Driving out through the backs of the thighs. Heels land wherever works for you. One more nice deep inhale here. We'll reach the hips nice and tall. On the exhale, we'll bend those knees, gaze forward, and step or pop to the top of your mat to a forward fold. We'll inhale to rise halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, fold and let it go. Next inhale, we'll reach and rise. Exhale those hands back to heart center. We're gonna inhale, bring those arms back up overhead just to tap. And then exhale, opening up to cactus arms. Let's engage the back of the upper back. Let's get those shoulder blades to meet each other, opening up that heart center. Take a moment and slightly dip your upper body back so we open the heart a little more, gazing up towards the ceiling. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale. Now we're gonna inhale, reach those hands back up overhead to connect. Exhale, we're gonna fold forward. Inhale, rising halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, we'll fold, plant those hands, send the feet back, we'll come to plank position. And preparing for our chaturanga, we'll keep those elbows in nice and tight. And falling forward into our cobra or up dog, we lower slow. And on your next exhale, we'll turn those toes, shift the hips, coming back to downward facing dog. And we'll take some breaths here, just coming back home to ourselves. Take a moment to check in with that heart center, check in with yourself, your body. A nice deep inhale here, reach and stretch those hips. On the exhale, we're gonna drop the knees down, coming into tabletop position. So knees and hips are stacked. Wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked, and those fingers are widely spread apart. The crown of the head is driving out forward. There's a nice long line of energy between the crown of the head and the tailbone. And we're gonna move through some cat-cows. So we'll inhale to gaze up while we point those hips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, we get an arch in the upper back and gaze towards those knees. So we'll begin to flow with breath here a little deeper. Nice deep inhale, open the heart. And exhale, round that upper back. Cat-cow is an excellent yoga pose to really come home to yourself, really reconnect with yourself, your breath, really to feel the benefits of movement, breath with movement here. As we stimulate all the chakras in the body. Next exhale, we'll just come back to our neutral tabletop. When you're ready on the next inhale, we'll turn those toes, shift the hips to reach towards the ceiling to come into downward facing dog. A nice deep inhale, reach and stretch the hips nice and tall. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of your mat to a forward fold. Inhale, we'll rise halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, fold and let it go. Inhale, reach and rise. Nice deep breath, feeling that belly. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, fold and let it go. Drop those hands, step the feet back, come to plank position and lower slow, dropping the knees, the chest, the chin, elbows stay nice and tightly tucked in. Coming into cobra pose or up dog. On your exhale, shift those toes. Move those hips towards the ceiling and come into downward facing dog. Just coming back again to our intention here. Make sure those fingers are nice and widely spread apart. One last nice deep inhale here. We'll point those hips nice and tall. On the exhale, we're going to drop the knees down to the floor once again. And we're going to inhale, walk those hands in and come up to standing on our knees for just a moment. We'll inhale to circle the arms up overhead. We're going to use the right hand to grab the left wrist and pull the body over to the right side. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back to center. We're gonna switch sides here. So left hand grabs that right wrist. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pull that right wrist over, gazing towards the ceiling. And fill that right side rib cage with breath. Inhale, reaching nice and tall. Those palms face each other. We'll take a nice deep breath here. And on our exhale, let's open up to cactus arms again, opening that heart, leaning back slightly. Inhale those arms up, hands connect overhead. On your exhale, the right hand is gonna reach back for that right ankle. Doesn't have to reach if it can't, just do your best. Left hand reaches towards the ceiling. There we go. Gaze is towards the ceiling, towards the left hand. Next inhale, we come back up. That right hand reaches up for the left hand. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, left hand reaches back for that left ankle. Right hand reaches for the ceiling. Gazes to that right hand. See if you can breathe into the front of your right hip. And as always, this is your practice, so listening to your body and doing what works for you. Next, inhale, left hand reaches up for the right. And we're gonna exhale, bring those hands down to the floor, shifting our weight back to our lower legs just for a moment, and then we'll just swing those legs straight up in front of us. We're going to inhale to reach those hands towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, coming into a forward fold, just allowing the hands to fall wherever they may. Getting a nice stretch in the back, the low back there. Just allow the shoulders to relax. Allow the head to drop gently, nothing forceful here. Breathing into that back body, so just with every breath, just feel the back of the ribs, the rib cage expanding. Feel the breath moving through the low back. Next, inhale, we're gonna reach those hands back up, nice and tall. Exhale, bringing hands down by your side. We're gonna press the palms of the hands, fingers pointing towards the toes. Just pressing the palms of the hands. We're gonna do stack pose, pressing them into the floor. Flex those toes in towards the body, pressing down into the floor. So bring those shoulders down. Gaze is forward for just a moment. We'll take a nice deep inhale here. On the exhale, the chin slightly dips towards the heart. And we're activating that throat chakra right now. So just breathing nice and deep. A nice deep inhale here. And exhale, release and let it go. Let's shake it out. Let's shake out the legs, shake out the arms. And now we're gonna bend those knees. Bring those arms straight out in front of us, palms face each other. Let's lean forward for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, we're gonna slowly make our way down so that you're lying on your back. And if that doesn't work, just finding your own way to get onto your back. So now that we're on our back, knees are gonna come into the chest. So hug those knees into the chest. Maybe massaging out the back, roll from side to side. And here we're gonna take happy baby if that's in your practice. So we'll bring those feet up. Curl a finger around that big toe. Bend the knees into the armpits here. Very good. And if you'd like to just stay here, you can, or you can rock from side to side, whatever works for you. Just taking some breaths here to start to really wind down. Coming into that relaxation, that slower part of our practice that right now, more than ever, we cannot skip. It's very important. It's very important to take that self-care right now. Show yourself some love, some gratitude. Okay, when you're ready, just sending those feet straight up towards the ceiling. Just taking a moment to rotate those ankles in one direction and then the other, just getting some movement there, some flow happening. We'll take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, we'll bring the soles of the feet to the mat, just beneath your sit bones. So bend the knees. So we're preparing for our bridge pose. So the feet will be about hips distance apart. Pressing those soles of the feet into the mat. We're going to roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Create a base on the floor with our arms. On your next inhale, we'll reach the hips up towards the ceiling. If it's in your practice, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And you can stay here a little bit longer, just breathing into that root chakra, bringing energy there. We may find right now that it's difficult to keep ourselves grounded. And if we work on opening up that root chakra, opening up the hips, it's really helpful to send energy to that area to keep us grounded. So one more deep inhale here. On the exhale, release the fingers if you've got them interlaced. And slowly bring the hips back down towards the mat. On your next inhale, draw those knees bent back into the heart. Hug yourself nice and tight. We're going to roll around here from side to side. Maybe do some circles. So you can, with your knees, just sort of start to rotate just the knees and bring them in a circular motion, nice and slow. You can start to feel that through the low back, getting some movement through those vertebrae, all the discs between the vertebrae and all those little teeny muscles of the low back. And then you can rotate in the other direction and make circles. And now we're going to prepare to do our twist. So, excuse me. So dropping the knees to the floor on your left side. The right hand will reach out, we'll gaze to that right hand so the arms are in a wide T. And just take a few breaths here in a nice spinal twist. Bringing energy to the spinal cord. Let's take a moment to start to cultivate some gratitude here. So start to think about what things you're most grateful for today, right in this moment. Next inhale, we'll draw the knees back to center. On the exhale, the knees are going to fall over to the right side. Arms are in a wide T and the gaze is to the left hand if you can, if it's in your practice. So we'll start to think about what it is that we are grateful for in this moment in time. You start to cultivate gratitude. Even in the worst of times, there's always things to be grateful for. Even on some days, if it means you wake up and you're just grateful that you can wake up, that's all that's there to you, that's fine. But cultivating any sort of gratitude you can is going to help open that heart chakra and keep the energy flowing through the body. Next inhale, we'll bring the knees back to the heart. Hug them in nice and tight for one last final massage, rocking around. We'll take a moment on our next inhale to draw the nose towards the knees. Hug yourself in as tight as you possibly can. Show yourself some deep love and gratitude. And on your exhale, coming into your version of Shavasana. So allow those legs to fall to the outer edges of the mat. Relax the shoulders. We're going to come into a Nice little guided meditation here. So with the eyes closed, now we release the control of the breath and allowing the breath to just be there, bringing it back to its natural state. We'll begin to release any tension in the body. So starting with the crown of the head, releasing any tension that's there. Allowing that to soften. We're inviting in a deep sense of relaxation to move through our body now. So beginning with the crown of the head. We feel a softening in the forehead. The back of the head releases into the mat a little bit more. And now we feel a softening in the cheeks and the teeth part, and tongue relaxes. The ears relax and soften. You don't need to listen and pay too much attention now. It's all about letting go. Now you feel a softening in that chin. And the neck relaxes. And the shoulders relax and soften. You feel a softening through the upper arms. Those elbows relax. The forearms relax and release into the mat. The hands soften. The wrists soften. The fingers relax and soften. And coming back to the chest and the heart center, we feel a softening there. Relaxation moves through the chest. And now that wave of relaxation begins to move through the belly, the abdomen, the back, soften and release. The low back softens. The pelvis softens. And those upper legs soften and release into the mat. Knees soften. Those lower legs soften and release. Those ankles soften. And the feet relax. They let go. And those toes relax. And so now we feel this deep sense of calm and peace through our entire body. The top of our head, all the way to the tips of our toes. Let's take a moment here to bring in a memory or a thought of deep gratitude, something or someone who we may be extremely grateful for. Let's just bring that energy in so we feel that vibration of deep gratitude penetrating our entire being. Bringing awareness to our heart center. Bringing that vibration deep into the heart center, that vibration of gratitude. And now we bring to mind, we bring that gratitude vibration into our mind and we spread it beyond our body. And so we see that gratitude move beyond our body, beyond our aura, and out throughout our community. And so we have that deep sense of gratitude moving out to our entire community. And now we'll move beyond our community to our neighboring communities. And we'll visualize it spreading beyond neighboring communities to neighboring countries. And then all the way throughout the entire planet. Until the entire planet is filled with gratitude and we feel this deep gratitude for the entire universe, for all that it has to offer us. And now we slowly bring awareness back to our body. You can start by wiggling the toes and the fingers. Start to find some movement in the body. Maybe there's a particular way that your body wants to move right now. Maybe you want to bend those knees back into the heart, stretch out the low back. Maybe you want to bend one knee at a time. Whatever works for you, whatever your body's calling for. Just listening to the calls, the wisdom of the body. And when you're ready, we'll now draw those knees into the chest and make our way over to our right side into that embryo pose or fetal position. Just coming into that cozy space. And now is a perfect time to set an intention for off the mat. And this intention is whatever comes to mind for you. Whatever feels right. And take a moment, take a nice deep breath to allow that intention to really settle into your core. A nice deep exhale, release anything that stands in the way. And in your own time, when you're ready, you can slowly make your way back up to seated. Or perhaps if you're at home and you feel like staying in Shavasana longer in a relaxation, feel free. So bringing those hands to prayer at heart center. All that is good and light in me sees and honors all that is good and light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to be putting up some more videos really soon to keep everybody moving and in the flow and trying to help everyone stick to their practice. Hope you're all doing well. I miss you so very much and hope to see you all soon. Have a fabulous day.